It starts off the parsha speaking about childbirth, and then it goes into almost right away talking about saras. So childbirth, this incredible moment in your life. For a woman, she can say, well, it's an incredible moment, but also like a traumatic moment. And then, of course, you have, leprosy, which is completely the opposite. When a person has leprosy, they feel like they're dying, they're crying, they're upset, they're embarrassed. And in those times, it was also affecting their houses, affecting their clothing, affecting, everything. And so this is the difference between the two parts of the parsha. One is talking all about life, and one is talking all about, a person did something wrong and how they're going to correct it. So it seems like the Rambam says the 11th fundament is that Hashem rewards those who obey the Torah's commandments and punish those who transgress them. So this is not exactly the case regarding the person who had leprosy. In the end, they're learning, they're benefiting from this. And of course you could say, exactly, how is this a benefit if you have leprosy? You've been traumatized, you feel like God hates you, you have to separate, it's just not an exciting experience. But the idea is it's happened in a very unnatural way. So it's not like all of a sudden, after a day you see a little hole in your wall, I don't know, and then another bigger hole in the wall, and maybe there's another issue, and then all of a sudden you see that there's something more, it looks like there's raining coming or something over time, and you're like, okay, maybe I can't patch up that hole, maybe I can do this one. We're all thinking of how we can make everything look beautiful. But when it comes to saras, it's automatic. You see it right away. You see what's happening, and it affects a person to the extent where they're like, they understand it's from Hashem. And at that point, they start thinking about, how can I be better? Of course, we don't have this nowadays. We don't have what they had. We don't have this concept where people would be prophesizing in the street. People would be, they would know right away if they said something wrong. They were, this person, I forgot on Tuesday. I should have been more careful in my conversation with the gossip. That was my problem. Now that they have saras, they're like, okay, God, please forgive us. We're going to get rid of this and we're going to move on. It's not so simple because nowadays it's almost like when we're breathing, we're speaking. It used to be if you say something, it was a big deal. Now people say, don't even put on your Facebook. Don't have Facebook. Don't have, Twitter. Why? Because you might not be thinking correctly. And then like 5 days later, you'll say, wow, I made a mistake. What did I say? What did I do? I'm in trouble. But it used to always be that we thought things, and then we were able to push away our thoughts. And then we're able, when we said something, it had a lot of weight to it because we really, really meant it. We're really passionate about it. And then when it came to our actions, to write out a formal letter, now it's Twitter. It's 2 sentences. It's it's just, it happens. And we think, really? I don't even remember doing it. I don't even think that happened. And that's usually, unfortunately nowadays, where we have to really start thinking. But back then it was pretty obvious for a person. They understood, I did something wrong. It was in a very not a natural way that God is saying, I'm here, I'm involved in your life. I know what you did. Come on, you can't do this. This is wrong. So it's going to be in a very unnatural way. The house is going to have leprosy. Everything is going to be crazy in your life. You're going to have it. Your clothes are going to have it. It's going to be like this never-ending cycle. And you're definitely going to feel that it's difficult. It was seen as a punishment for gossip and slander. That was the famous punishment that Miriam got. Miriam, the prophetess, who was not trying to hurt her brother. She was concerned about their relationship as, every mother-in-law, mother, sister, any feminine woman, that feminine element of the family, she's always going to be worried about you. So all the guys are going to hide away and say, oh, please don't get too involved. But that's usually happens. So Miriam was very concerned about her brother. She said something, and even if it was true, she should have known better, that Moshe obviously was right in this case, and she had leprosy.